vi. Det är fullt med människor som är utklädda till olika djur eller bara flaggor för att visa att vi måste lyssna på Moder Jord varje dag. Och därför har det samlat så många människor från olika organisationer. And why are you here today in the biodiversity march?
I think the issue that a lot of the people are here for is one that I think is going to make the quality of lives of a lot of people and animals worse. I'm not sure it is going to cause our extinction, but I think it's going to make the situation a lot worse. And so I think it's something good to raise attention to. I was actually here yesterday interviewing people.
Okay, so what was your favorite question asking people yesterday?
So I was asking people why they think extinction is wrong, and I thought it would be interesting to ask people, why are we rebelling against extinction? What is the actual thing wrong with it? Because I think it's good to get people to think about the assumptions that they have that underlie their beliefs.
What's your name?
My name's Viola Smith and I'm an ornithologist by training, so I spend a lot of time thinking about bird declines. So I'm here today with my son Kai, he's 5 years old.
Why are you here?
Well, I'm a trained scientist, I care about biodiversity. I spent several years doing research and writing papers, and then I switched into science communications because I thought I could be more effective like that. And the message just still isn't getting through. I mean, it feels like constantly putting out press releases about population declines, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And I just feel like being part of a collective, trying to take direct action, we just have to try something, don't we? We have to do something. I have to be able to look him in the eye when he's older and say that I tried.
Have you met the reaction that you scientists, you should do science, not be activists? What do you say to them?
Well, we have been doing science and it just doesn't seem to be enough. I switched to science communications thinking the problem was that it was, we needed to translate it, but it's still not enough. We haven't changed enough. I mean, there is some change, but it's too gradual. We need to do more. So, yeah, we're just trying.
Can you give an example in your research where you have found evidence or signs of the climate crisis?
Well, at the British Trust for Ornithology where I work, we do a lot of research on the effect of climate change on birds. We've shown all sorts of things to do with species changing their ranges, so moving north as the climate warms.
Are there a lot of bird species that are almost on the brink of extinction?
There are plenty of bird species that are on the brink of extinction for a variety of reasons. Some to do with climate change, often compounded by habitat loss. A big story in the last year or so has been bird flu, obviously not just here, all around Europe and increasingly all around the globe. Lots and lots of species under pressure. We don't want to see another dodo, another great auk. We need to do something more.
My last question, what do you hope for this march in these days here and at this climate event?
I hope the message is going to cut through more to wider society and we get more people demanding change, making changes themselves as well, but actually, putting enough pressure on the government that there will be changes to legislation maybe the corporations will make more changes as well, and maybe we'll get some meaningful progress and have some more hope at the end of it all.
Ja, jag tycker det är så viktigt att ha forskarna här som verkligen kan understryka hur allvarligt det är. De själva ser det i sin forskning. Och att de inte bara sitter på sina kontor utan att vissa av dem också går ut här på gatorna, som hon sa. Det räcker inte att bara göra forskning, de känner att de behöver gå ut här också.
So why are you joining this biodiversity march today?
Because the climate crisis is getting out of control and we can't stay silent, and that we need to have some sort of communication with the government who aren't listening to us. So we might as well make the biggest statement we physically can.
Okej, nu ska vi kolla in Green Rebels här då. Vi ska
a lot of people have got MP3s that have been downloaded sounds of nature, so there's various bird songs and there's crickets and frogs. This is the blackbird, a native bird for the United Kingdom.
Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you.
So why are you walking here in this biodiversity march today?
I wanted to help to teach my son more about the problems which are coming and to try to make sure he's educated from me, because it's my responsibility as a parent to make sure that there's still a planet for him when he's older in the future.
Who are you and what kind of science do you do?
Yeah, I'm Dr. Arrangerade. I'm an ecologist by training. And yeah, I've done work in the Arctic, and I've worked in Finland and things as well, looking at the way in which climate change is impacting ecosystems up there.
And what kind of signs have you seen in your research on the climate crisis we're in?
They're everywhere. Yeah, I mean the ecosystems up, particularly in the Arctic, are just changing so rapidly, and you know, what we're seeing is, you know, the ice is melting. You know, we're seeing changes in ecosystem structures and everything, and that's then having huge implications then for, you know, the future of how those ecosystems respond. Affects, for example, carbon emissions, which affect the whole globe. So they ultimately, because the soils in the far north are thawing out, they're breaking down, and we're seeing that the release of greenhouse gas emissions from those soils, which then accelerates global warming. So because of those changes that are already happening very rapidly, you know, climate change is getting worse faster.
People haven't heard or seen so much about this issue might say, oh, we here in the north, it's not too bad with a few degrees warmer.
But it is, right, because...
And why?
Well, for lots of reasons. I mean, you know, as it gets warmer, the ice starts to melt. As the ice melts, you know, you start to have the sea levels rising, and that then floods cities all around the world. You know, those cities you know, are ports. You know, that's where all the grain is shipped between cities. If those ports start getting flooded on a regular basis, it disrupts the whole world food chain. You know, that's the kind of thing we're talking about. Everybody can get affected by that.
And is it right to say that the globe, the ecosystems are quite fragile sometimes, that it's enough with a small change that can have lots of different effects?
Well, I would say that the thing is that it isn't a small change. They're really massive changes that we're causing to the world. And so, you know, the natural systems might be able to withstand a small change, but not the huge blow that we're giving to them.
And that increasing is not stopping, it's just building on each other, right?
Exactly, every year it's getting worse.
So why are you here then, not being in the Arctic right now?
Well, because I think ultimately this is a problem that affects all of society, and it's something that scientists have been warning about for a long time. And these are people here who are responding to the warnings that scientists have made. And I think it's really important that scientists stand alongside in solidarity with everybody else who's come out. Because ultimately, the only people that can, you know, ultimately the power to solve this lies in our politicians, but they will only act if we force them to, right? They've shown again and again that they will not do what is necessary on their own. So it's now up to us to make them do it.
But when you send them your reports with your research, is that not enough? Or?
No, that's right. I mean, they've read the reports, they've signed up on the reports, you know, but they haven't followed through. You know, they've made promises and then they never follow through. So they always delay and make, you know, you know, they know what they have to do and they're not doing it. And I think the reason is that they're being, it's corruption, right? They've been bought off by vested interests. So the fossil fuel companies, the big, you know, animal agriculture companies and so on, they have so much influence over the way our politics is done that ultimately the decisions that are being made by our politicians are not in the public interest. They're not in the interest of the planet. They are in the interest of these companies, and we have to stop that. We have to change the laws so that we all benefit.
And why are you here today on the...
Stop climate change, because climate change is terrible.
I also think the government in this country should do more about it, because they're kind of ignoring the fact that people are doing it, but I think if you do lots of protests then they'll listen.
Yeah, that's so true, and so nice that you're here supporting. What do you think about biodiversity? What does that mean to you?
Having an eco-friendly planet.
Having lots of different natural things that can exist together without being disturbed.
Keep up the good work. Move. See you.
Jose. I am from Ecuador, and yeah, I'm working here in the UK.
Yep.
Yeah.
And do you know what is happening here?
Well, I understand that's many demonstrations, not only one, but like several movements, and so yeah, looks pretty nice.
Yep. Is the climate crisis something that you think about and perhaps worry about?
Oh yeah, it's definitely something that I worry about. You know, I think last summer you had one of the hottest summers in the UK. That was terrible. So it is tangible, and yeah, it's only getting worse. Yeah.
Have you been active on the issue, anything yet?
Not yet, no, but that's why I'm here, to see where I can get involved. How would you suggest I get involved?
I would suggest contact Extinction Rebellion, the nearest place where you live.
Yeah, we live in the same planet. I mean, it affects everybody. Yeah, we cannot be blind about what's happening, definitely.
I'm with XR Sweden. Would you? Yeah, I do also. And why are you here, Ari?
I have come from Exeter, and I have 4 grandchildren, and I feel that I want to be able to look at my grandchildren and say I did my best. Why are you here?
I'm here because I'm active in Extinction Rebellion Sweden, and we heard about this and we thought this is a unique event, we should be here. So we filled a bus with almost 50 people and
Hey! Hurra, hurra, hurra!
Ja, du pratar svenska. You talk a bit Swedish. Why is that?
Liten svenska, ja. Sverige 1971. Well, my mother was Swedish. My children, they are busy being parents. So I'm here for the family. Greta Thunberg, please come to Exeter one day. We think you're wonderful. We have a climate hub, a building where we all meet, and we have a painting of you that one of our members has done in our front window, and it looks wonderful. As many Swedes as want to come to Exeter, we'll welcome you, we'll find you places to stay. We'd love to have you come and join us one day.
So nice, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Wow, I love your dress.
In 2019 I was quite worried about what's happening to the world, and I had this dream about like almost persona plastic monster coming from the ocean, and she was really confused, and I was like, wow, this is Mother Earth. And you know, as an artist, actor, whatever, like I was like, wow, you know, it moved me so much, and I want to give her voice. So this dress is part of my performance. I have 2 chairs, and on one side I sit as a Gaia, Mother Earth, and I allow people to sit and kind of connect, because I think the first problem or anything is the connection and losing connection.
Väldigt fin klänning, och bara hur kraftfullt det också blir när man gör någonting bara som tar plats på ett annat sätt än att bara gå i tåg, utan att det väcker flera känslor. Och att det också är förmodligen skräp, tror jag hon sa, som man har plockat från havet och stränder. Så häftigt att se alla olika människor som är här som driver frågan på olika sätt, och alla behövs. Ja, så nu är vi tillbaka vid parlamentet. Och så vi har gått som ett varv runt. Snart tror jag att det är dags för en dying här på plats. Vilket jag tror kommer bli väldigt mäktigt.
I come from the second most biodiverse country in the world, Colombia, and instead of being a privilege for us in this capitalistic system where we live now, which consists in exploiting the Mother Earth, exploiting those resources, for us is not at all a privilege, but a sentence of death for us, for the people who live in those lands.
Ja, nu är demonstrationen nästan slut. Folk bara fortsätter komma, det bara fylls på gatorna hela tiden. Det verkar som det inte finns något slut på den. Och det är fantastiskt, det måste vara väldigt många. Du frågade en fråga, har jag varit med på sån här stor demonstration innan? Och jag är faktiskt inte säker på det. Jag var demonstrerad 2003 i Stockholm, 15 februari för exakt, för jag brukar ta det som ett exempel på en av de största demonstrationerna, och globalt var det nog det fortfarande. Men på ett enda ställe, för då var jag i Stockholm och demonstrerade när Irak skulle invaderas. Då var det många, jag minns inte hur många. Men det här måste ju vara fler, det tror jag. Vi får väl se imorgon när de rapporterar från det, hur många som faktiskt kommit hit. Men det är ändå hoppfullt att så här många bryr sig. Man kan känna sig ganska ensam och betydelselös om man sitter på sin egen kammare. Men det är en skön känsla att träffa så många trevliga människor, så många engagerade människor. Och sen kan det vara jobbigt att komma hem, för då har man ju inte den känslan. Men om man kan bära med sig den känslan ett tag till och bära med sig det här minnet, så tror jag att det kan ge mycket. För vi behöver ju kraft när vi går tillbaka till vår egen aktivism. När vi går tillbaka till våra egna familjer och arbetsplatser, sammanhang, då kanske vi inte har så många andra eventuellt som är engagerade i frågan. Men bär med dig den här känslan då. Även om du bara tittar på det här så kanske du kan få den känslan ändå. Jag hoppas det i alla fall. Kanske vi kan arrangera sådana här saker på andra orter. Det skulle vara häftigt också.
Det är bara häftigt att få vara i det här sammanhanget när det är så många människor som har samlats på samma ställe. Alla åldrar, det har varit så många barn som har sprungit runt och liksom hållit sina föräldrar i handen. Också föräldrar som verkligen har uttryckt att de gör det för sina barn, och också att de tar med sina barn för att visa att det här är någonting vi liksom behöver kämpa för tillsammans. Och jag som förälder tar också mitt ansvar att försöka trycka på. Så det var starkt att se. Och också prata med alla olika människor som är här med sina perspektiv, som möts i den här marschen för då biologisk mångfald. Som är något på något sätt, ja, allt hänger ihop, så allt är viktigt. Men just att vi har biologisk mångfald, det är en så stor del av oss själva också, och naturen, att det fungerar. Så därför är det en väldigt viktig fråga för mig i alla fall, och ta vara på det, eller verkligen kämpa för det. För alla olika arter som finns och som nu är hotade för framtiden.
Vi pratade om djur tidigare, nu kommer Animal Rising här.
Ja!
Vad tänker du kring djuren och klimatet?
Alltså det är som att vi människor har satt oss över djuren, och att det liksom är våran planet, eller vi som är mycket större än någon annan art. Men det känns fel, och att det är liksom det som också har gjort att vi kanske har hamnat lite där vi är idag. Att vi ser liksom, att vi är egocentriska varelser på något sätt, istället för att se det som något ekologiskt som samverkar med varandra. Så att mera koppla ihop och lyssna med djur och natur tror jag är viktigt, och verkligen känna den kopplingen också för att engagera. Både att engagera sig själv liksom, och andra runt sig också.